YouTube Nation, we're back. This time the project was this Dodge Ram 3500 2007. These trucks have several issues with them from the factory. They all got the same issues. This is a great truck. It's got the 5.9 liter Cummins diesel with the turbo, no blow by. I got it for $12,500. Typically these come with a dual mass flywheel, which is essentially like a second spring on a two-part flywheel. You know, it's got springs in between, so it softens the blow when you're switching gears and stuff. So it's really great. It protects your transmission. Mercedes makes the transmission, the G56 for these. The way you can tell whether it's a Mercedes or the Cummins, I forgot what the other manufacturer was, is because for Mercedes the reverse is going to be down and to the left. That is reverse for Mercedes. For the other G56 version, the reverse would be to the right and up. So this is a 6-speed transmission. This truck is immaculate, even though it does have about 270 something thousand miles on it. It's had its use. It comes with a fifth wheel. But I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what these trucks have an issue with. First and foremost, two things that these trucks typically have a problem with. Look at this. Electrical issues, they do have them. Number one, you're going to notice sometimes the fuel gauge may be stuck on full or will stop working altogether. The thing is that the pumps in the fuel tank that these things come with, this is apparently a Mopar part. Hecho in Mexico, no bueno. These things typically the rheostat on these will go bad. They won't measure it. It might look like it's giving you the right resistance, like between 220 down to 20 ohms of resistance, and that's what feeds the cable. This cable feeds actually this goes connected to here. It's the other cable that's on the truck that goes plugged into here. If you unplug it and your gauge goes down to empty, if it was stuck on full, that tells you that thing's probably bad. Time to replace it. That pump you can get it at car parts for about $70 total, shipped to your door. They're good. Don't buy the Mopar for $400 or $500. I've heard mechanics say, buy the original Mopar. Dude, the original Mopar part failed. Why would I pay another $600 for another one? Screw that. Get the $70 one. I just stuck it in the tank. Oh, what a mission to get that tank down under this truck, to get that pump out and then the new one in. But you see it's trashed, right? That's how it was when it came out. Anyways, long story short, the way you do this is you turn your key off when you want to test to see if this gauge is any bad. Hold the little odometer button down, the odometer reset button down, and then kind of hard to do this with two hands, with one hand. You hold it down and turn your key on to the on position without turning the truck on, and all the gauges will start to test. See what it's doing? Test. Halfway down. Test. Halfway down. It's working. The gauge is good. All the way down. Gauge is going to come down to 0 now, or empty. Then it's going to go back to full and back across. Test is going to go complete. Everything seems to work. All the gauges, everything else. Boom. And it's going to come back down to its proper level now. As soon as it's done doing its thing. Bam. Cool. There it is. It reset. So that's how you do it. You hold the odometer button down and then turn your key to the on position without turning the truck on. The other issue that these trucks come with, your tachometer may go all the way around and get stuck behind the peg. So it'll peg out on the other side. Don't panic. No big deal. You can pull this off by you gotta take this off with a trim tab remover. Pull it off. And then there's you gotta wedge this open right here because there's a couple screws here and over here. You don't have to take all the bottom piece off. Just loosen it so that you can get this dash off. Just figure out how to get this dash off. There's a few screws. You pull this off. Once this top of this thing comes off and you have access to your instrument panel, you take the screws off and pull it out, unplug it. There's going to be a couple. You might have to turn it upside down to get the plug to come off. The plugs, there's 2 or 3 of them. Take them off. Pull this off. Behind here, there are 2 integrated circuits. Integrated circuits are little chips. They have like, they probably have 12 or 16 pins each. They're little black ones. If you might see 3 or 4 of them, it's the 2 central ones. But to be safe, if you can do this yourself, you're awesome. Get you a little bit of rosin, acid-free flux. Get you a soldering iron that'll probably cost you like $5 at Home Depot or wherever you want to go. And then get you some rosin core solder for electronics. And what you're going to do is you're going to actually tin the tip of your soldering iron when it's hot, not too hot. And you're gonna go pin to pin. You're gonna reset all the solder on each pin. Be careful not to bridge them, because then it's a pain in the ass to get them separated. Once you have all those little pins reset, guaranteed, this tachometer will come back to normal. The thing is that from the factory these were made, the pins are not set correctly. There's some RCA TVs, old 13-inch televisions that used to have the same problem with the flyback. The way they were built, the flyback was too heavy and it would break the solder, so your TV would just shut off automatically. And you'd be wondering what the hell. Those are the old style tube TVs. I'm that old. Just letting you know, sometimes from factory some things go that way. And I'm giving y'all game on some of the things that go wrong with these trucks. To be honest with you, that engine is practically indestructible. That Cummins 6 inline turbo. Your turbo will go out first. As long as you take care of it, your turbo will probably go out first. The axle on it, which can be replaced. Make sure you just do your, dude, change your air filters, please. That's what the air that the turbo breathes. Make sure you got good oil in it. Get a synthetic oil if you got high mileage. And then, of course, don't rag on these trucks, man. These trucks are practically indestructible, but the last thing you want to do is beat up on them. These are phenomenal trucks. These dualies especially. They do come with with that type of man, it looks like I ragged on my wheel, on my tire here. Doggone it. Somebody did. Anyways, what you want to do is not rag on the transmission. It comes with a dual mass flywheel. When you're going to replace it, you replace it every time you replace the clutch. It's expensive. You don't have to do that. This one had the original one. You'll hear these often going when you let go of the clutch. That's that push out bearing, the thrust bearing that usually goes bad. I'm still working on this tank. I'm going to get down here and finish it. I did this all by myself. If you're ever going to do this, it's got 2 straps, man. Make sure that you've burnt your fuel down to at least 1/8 of a tank, if not less. If you ever run this thing out of fuel, it's going to shut off. It's not going to want to run. Very easy to resolve that. Another big trick, YouTube Nation. I want y'all to see this so that you don't panic. You don't have to get any kind of special tools or anything to undo. On the pump, doggone it, I don't have any light. There's two lines that come in to the pump here. You're not gonna be able to see it because it's nighttime now. There's 2 lines that come into the pump here in the front. The one towards the back of the engine, just loosen it, right? Loosen it. Put some rags down because it's gonna start squirting fuel. As soon as you turn the key, it's gonna prime. So you just turn the key on, let it prime, turn it off, turn it on again, let it prime, and that will essentially get all the air out of the line. It'll purge it. Then you plug it in and get it started. If you ever get air in your line because you ran out of fuel, don't panic. Like I said, they're right here. You see the tube for the intake right here? Is that the intake? Yeah, no, whatever that is. Right next to it, 2 lines. The one on that side, there's 2 of them right here. 2 screws. It's like a, 13 millimeter, 14 millimeter bolt. Undo it, loosen it up, rags. Turn the key on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off until it starts splashing fuel. Tighten it back up, and she'll start. That's your Cummins diesel, man. This is a phenomenal. The 5.9 is probably one of the best they ever built. This is it, man. Cummins. Make it happen, folks. Just giving y'all some advice, YouTube Nation. Drop your fuel down to about 1/8 or less if you can before you drop that tank. Get the truck high enough. I couldn't, so I'm basically sneaking under the truck to get that tank down. I lifted the truck a little bit to get the tank out, dragged out the side there, wedged it out. Replaced my pump in there, right? Oh, another thing. If your pump's old, it's got a couple little clips that are gonna be a pain in the ass. If you're not gonna use the pump, just snap these at the pump. You're gonna throw this in the trash anyway. Snap these at the pump, and then be careful with the 2 little clips that are on there. You got to use a couple little pins to carefully take those off, because those little plastic clips are gonna go onto your new pump before you put it on, and that's what your truck's fuel lines are gonna snap into. There's one thin one and one bigger one and one smaller one. Note how they come off. You're gonna have to pull them out of the clips from the truck once you snap them off of here. No big deal. As you can see, that's exactly what I did to pull the little clips off. Snappy. Who cares? That's going. Look, you think I'm gonna save that pump, guys? Not a chance. Got a new one in there for $70. My gauge works. I can tell how much fuel I got, and I'm gonna be set. All right, that's an 11-minute video telling you just what I gave you all about four serious slices of game. I don't know what else to share with y'all. I'm converting to a solid flywheel because they sent me a solid one instead of a dual mass, which means I won't have the comfort of the extra springs in the dual mass flywheel. But then again, I won't have to change my solid flywheel when I do the clutches anymore in the future. I don't think I'll have to do it too often because I'm gonna baby this truck. I just got it for $12,500. 275,000 miles on it. No blow by. Just the clutch is bad. You can get that changed for $1,000, $1,500. I'm gonna do it myself. I'm gonna do it myself this weekend. I already got the clutch inside. Anyways, all right, YouTube Nation. Hope this helps.